Hi, how you doing? This is part 3 of how to build muscle. Part 1 is more of an introduction. It's all really important if you're really serious about this. I'm trying to absorb my message. I promise you it kicks ass. I promise you it will work. Part 2 is the supplements and the food. This is part 3 and it's the workout. Okay. Weider principle. I talk about the Weider principle in the previous, in part 2. Weider principle is to always keep your body guessing. That's especially true with the workout. Okay, workouts. First, we're going to divide the different things you do into 2 categories. There's what I call the Nautilus, equipment. I'm from Southern California in the 80s. I haven't heard anyone use that word in a long time. It's possible that's out of date. In the 80s in Southern California, we called the machines the Nautilus machines. I don't know. I'm not sure how big of a fool I'm making of myself, but so you got the Nautilus machines, and those are the ones that you see that there's like a pad right here and a pad right there, and you put your arm on it, and there's like a cable and some metal plates, and it lifts up the plates. There's those kind of workouts. And then there's the free weight workouts, which is like the bench press and the squats, where it's just like either a dumbbell or a barbell, and just like, the old fashioned looking things, Okay. The thing is that there are certain things in bodybuilding that never go out of date. Okay. And those are the free weights. If you're serious about building muscle, you're going to want to have, don't just hang out only in the Nautilus section. You're going to want to do some free weights, okay? In the free weights, especially because we know that I was big into, pretending like I was training for boxing. Any boxer especially knows what a power move is, okay? So in the free weights area, there's also a subcategory called the power moves. And those are the really famous ones that just will never go out of date. They can't be compared to anything else. Okay? That is the squats, the bench press. Okay, we know what those are, right? There's the tricep curls. So the tricep extensions are when you have a dumbbell and you go like this. Tricep curls are when you have a barbell. So imagine I have 2 hands and I'm going like this. Okay. You want to do that. You want to do squats. You want to do bench press. You want to do tricep curls. You want to do the deadlift. I hurt my back doing the deadlift because I was listening to someone. It was before I knew I was transgender. It actually is related to that. It's a horrible story. Because I used to feel more powerful when I would, if I was doing something athletically, like if I needed to run fast, I would be a girl. Then I could run faster or jump higher, things like that. So I was watching this guy's girlfriend do squats because I was waiting in line. I was next to do squats, and he decided that he didn't like me or something, or I don't know. Nobody liked me in the weight room because I was always looking at their girlfriends, and I wasn't really looking at their girlfriends. It's just the way I am. I get my ideas from women. I listen to women. I read books. Like right now, the heroes, I'm telling you all these men heroes, but like most of my heroes, like in like every area added up, the bigger picture of me is like like most of my heroes are females, and most of what I know is things I've learned from women. That's just me. So these people trying to prove how tough they were, well, you're doing the deadlift wrong. Do it this way, and it hurt my back. They were wrong. They were assholes. Can you imagine telling someone I'm injured for the rest of my life too? I have to be careful. My back can hurt. Like if I sleep on it wrong, I get up and I'm like, oh, I look like an old man for you know, like hunched over with their cane. You know, I kind of look like that for a second until I warm my back up and straighten it back out. Anyway, so the deadlift, be careful with the deadlift. Be careful with all of these movements, these power moves, okay? I don't know if I can even remember them all right now, but do those ones, right? Those ones, do them. You have to do them, okay? And then what you do is you tire your muscles with those moves. That you do the power moves first, so when your muscle's fresh, you do that, and then you go, once your muscles worn out from doing those, which it's free weight, so it uses a lot of different muscles, a lot of different angles and stuff. Then you go to the Nautilus machines, and those isolate the muscle more, you know? So like, for example, with squats, go do your squats. Like, I would start out with squats, since that's the hardest one. So I would go there, I would do one set of squats that's on really light, and that's my warm up for not just that exercise that's so intense, but for the whole day. I'd do a set of squats, okay? And I wouldn't even really count that. So I'm about ready to do 5 sets of squats, if you do count that one. If you don't, I'm about ready to do 4 sets of squats. And then you build, you know, you put a whole bunch on there. Your first set, after the warm-up, you put a whole bunch of weight on there, so that you can do, hopefully you do at least 6, you know, between 6 and 8. If you're doing 4 or 5, maybe that's okay. But you know, if you do like 4 and it was really hard on your first set, and then you take some weight off, and then your second set, you're more like 8 or 9 reps. Did I say sets? I mean, you know, on your second set, you do 8 or 9 reps. You know, on your first one, you did like only 4. That's okay, unless you keep going back every workout and you're always doing 4. You know, you're probably trying need to take some weight off, and if you do take some weight off, you'll probably get a better workout. Putting too much weight is not always the best idea, but pushing yourself really, really hard is a good idea, especially in this case, you know, and this really works your legs out. If you do what I'm telling you to do right now, you'll be a rubber chicken. In fact, if you're upstairs in a weight room and you got to walk down the stairs after this, I don't think you should do it. Like, go walk around for a second. You might fall and tumble down the stairs and hurt yourself. Your legs won't work. They will be made out of rubber. And you might pass out too. Okay. So you push yourself really hard on that, and then the second one you might be more like 8 or 9 reps, and then the third set, you know, you're probably still like 8 or 9, between 8 and 10, you know. You don't want to do more than 10 or 11, but if you're doing 12, then maybe if it's your fifth set, you know, your fourth, not counting the warm-up one, and you just did 12, that can be okay, because sometimes you're not really sure how many you're about ready to do, and you don't want to just stop if you have more in you. You've got to keep going until you've used everything you have, you know. And then next time, if you do 12 on the next one, that's your cue that next time you probably should push it even harder, add more weight all the way in all your sets. You know, you've gotten stronger. Now you don't want your body to get used to it. You better add some more weight for the next time. Then you go straight from squats, you know, and you rest a couple minutes in between each set, of course, and in between each exercise. So rest for 2 minutes, especially right now, because you'll be dead. And go over to the Nautilus machine, the leg press. The leg press is where you lay down like this and you push your legs up like that. That's the same muscle, but isolated more for just your thighs. I need to go do this now, because like my butt is way too small and my thighs are way too small. You know, I need to go get a membership and do. If all I do is the squats, then go and do the leg press and do 4 sets of leg press. Push yourself really hard. You'll need a belt, those weightlifting belts. For the squats and the leg press, you'll need a weightlifting belt, but especially the I didn't wear a belt at first because I thought that was just for professionals on the leg press. And what did I do? I hurt myself somehow. I can't remember what I did. I popped a muscle or pulled a muscle in my stomach or gut or broke a rib or something. How weird. I don't even remember right now. But yeah, just do it, What those things keep your guts from bursting out of your body when you're going to pushing yourself that hard. So then you go from the leg press, you go over to the leg extensions, which is when you sit down like this. It's another Nautilus one. Can you see me? And there's a pad in your leg right here, and you're sitting down in like a chair thing, and it's one of the ones that you've definitely seen before, a very old school one. You do that. That one isolates it even more, just the whole top part of your leg, your thigh, but by then you're so exhausted that just kind of just finishes it off, Your thighs are just shot right now. But the problem is you've mostly exercised the top of your thigh. So now you go over to the leg curls, the Nautilus machine that's the leg curls, and that's the one where you lay down on your belly. It's kind of like the leg extensions, but it's on your belly and you're putting your heels into your butt, and there's like a pad behind your heel. You do that one and do 4 sets of that. And that's going to get the back of your legs. Okay? That's the other side of your thigh. And so now you want to get your calves. Go do 5 sets of toe risers. Toe risers is the Nautilus machine. You can either put a barbell, like go back to the squat machine. That's how they did it in the olden days. And you can even put a block under your foot so that you have a really full range of motion. But I recommend the block, but I don't know, you don't really need the squat machine. If you just do it on the Nautilus machine, it's just a pad that goes in your shoulder, and the block will be there. They always have them there. Go get a 2x4 block thing. Okay, now you've worked out your legs, you've worked out your calves, you've worked out the front of your thighs, the back of your thighs, and your butt. Everything below the waist is done. That one, you're doing that twice a week. Okay? Twice a week. Make sure there's, 1 or 2 days in between, probably 2, you want, the trick is like, you don't want to, you're like, oh, you want to be fully recovered before you go back to the gym. That's not true. That's not true. You won't ever go back to the gym. If you work out hard, your muscles will still feel a little bit sore, but yet, you'll get used to it. You'll go and your muscles will be kind of stiff and sore. I'm not sure if I'm 100%. With practice, you get better at it because somewhere in your first exercise, your muscles will be warmed up and re-stretched out, and you'll realize that you're just back again, that they're not sore anymore. It was just that they were kind of stiff and stuff like that, and you'll be right back into it, That's when you know you're doing it just right. So legs twice a week, and then upper body 3 times a week. The upper body. Okay, upper body. So upper body, you might want to start with the bench press. Do 5 sets of that. That's kind of like the equivalent of the squats, but for your upper body. Go do 5 sets of that. The 5th one is a warm up. Schwarzenegger always does 5 sets of everything, and you might want to do that too. The general thing is you do 4 sets of everything. Schwarzenegger just adds an extra set at the first as like a warm-up one, like a really easy one to warm up with. But I just kind of just like the first exercise of that, unless you're doing some muscle it just feels really cold and it wasn't used for any of your other exercises, But generally, once you're warmed up, your muscles are ready to go, and just 4 is going to feel like enough. You kind of want to, muscle and fitness stresses, you want to get in and get out. Big, huge, long workouts are out of date. Professional bodybuilders nowadays, they don't pride themselves in spending 2 and 3 hours in the gym anymore. That's like out of date. It's better to just push yourself hard, really hard. Don't talk or socialize at all. Boom, boom, have a stopwatch with your, or a watch, and just like boom, don't rest any longer than your 2 minutes, and go right to the next exercise and do it, and push real hard and just get in and get out and go home. Okay? You get a better workout, and it's more sustainable because it's not as much of a commitment because it gets over with, There's bodybuilders that only work out like their legs once a week and things like that. Like the younger generation of bodybuilders, they don't work as long or as often, So anyway, okay, so bench press, 5 sets, and that one's is a really important one. And then, like, if I get a gym membership, I'm only gonna work. I'm not even gonna do this upper body. That's why I'm like, oh, then what is it? Because it's just like, I don't know. I'm not gonna work out my upper body anymore. If I do, I'll just do some push-ups or something, some pull-ups or something. I do, because if you saw me, you'd go, wow, Angie sure would look better if she had a bigger butt and bigger thighs. It's just obvious that what I need is a bigger butt and bigger thighs, okay? So the leg workout was all I would need. I don't really need much more on top. So bench press, then you go over and I would do your biceps. So the thing is if you do your biceps before, you should go try it. Work out your biceps first and then go do your bench press. You'll be like, I can't do it. You'll earn some respect for how much your biceps have to do with the bench press. They're a big part of it. It's not just all your chest. Your biceps are doing a lot of the work. So are your triceps. So your biceps will be warmed up. Go straight over to the biceps and get a Z-bar. A Z-bar is a barbell that has that bend in it, that goes like that, so that your hands aren't just straight across, but they're like this. And what that does is it makes it so your hands are not like this, like straight against your body this way. So it's not coming in like this, but it's coming in like this. You can't see it, can you? So it's not coming in like straight like that, but so that it's, the bar's bent so that it's coming in at a different angle. What that does is it isolates your bicep in a different way so that it shapes it the way you want it. It builds out a little peak on top, and it works out your bicep in a way that will shape it in a more desirable shape. Okay, grab your Z-bar, go over there, and do 4 sets and push yourself really hard, and then right after that, once I did this workout where I would do, I think, vaguely remember, subscribe to Muscle and Fitness and switch things up. Remember the Weider principle? Start out with this exercise, and the reason why I wouldn't just go get a magazine and just go start experimenting with exercises is because right now I'm giving you very rudical information. You can switch it up, but don't stray too far from what I'm telling you. And if you do, don't stray for too long. Okay? And you'll read articles about why. Because this is already getting long enough. Okay, so then dumbbell. So Schwarzenegger's big thing on the dumbbell curls is that you don't go like this. See how I'm shaped like that? You don't go like that. See my wrist? You're supposed to be looking at my wrist. You go like this. You straighten it out on the bottom part of it. So when it's down here, it's straight. But then as it's going up, you tilt it back like this so that when you're bringing it in, you're bringing it in like that. What that does is it makes it so your bicep doesn't rest at the top. So that when you're going like this, when you're doing the bicep, at the last little part of the movement, your bones are hanging on your bones, and you're just kind of pivoting it over, and you're giving your muscle a small little break. If you bend your wrists like that, it'll keep that pressure on your biceps, and it'll be harder on your biceps. So you're working out, you're trying to be mean to your body, So now go ahead and do 4 sets of bicep curls. There's two ways to do it. You can either do this side, then that side, then this side, then that side. Yeah, that's for babies. I would just isolate each side. Do one side and then do the other side. You might do one side and then do the other side and then do one side. But I wouldn't do the, switching off two sides at the same time thing. I would just do one side and then grab the dumbbell, do the other side, and then grab the dumbbell and do the other side like that. Do 4 sets of that. Now your biceps, they should be shot. That's enough. I wouldn't do the Nautilus or anything. You can if you want, if you just feel like you're plateauing and it's not working at your bicep. But I'll bet you that'll make your bicep pretty sore. Now you're switching to your tricep, okay? Do your tricep curls, which is the barbell behind your head like that. That takes some practice to be safe, but you can do it. You'll see other people doing it. Then do tricep extensions, which is you grab your barbell and you do the same thing like that. It's just a more isolated form of the same thing. Then now your triceps are shot. Shoulders, there's 3 muscles. Your deltoids are not just one muscle. You have your anterior, which is the front part of your deltoid. You have your middle part, I can't remember what it's called, and then you have your posterior deltoid. So your deltoid is divided into 3 parts. So a good deltoid workout is going to do all 3 things. Having a dumbbell and going like this, like move straight in front of you like that, is going to get your anterior deltoid. See? And then doing this movement straight out from your body this way, obviously is going to get the middle part of your deltoid. And then bending over and going like this, obviously is going to get the back of your deltoid, and it's going to get your tricep a little bit too. So you're going to want to work out all 3 of them. So now you worked out your tricep. Now you've worked out your arms basically. Now you're going to go over and you're going to work out your upper back. You're going to do just pull-ups. Okay. So the thing with pull-ups, what you're going to do is so this is what Hugh Jackman did to build his body for Wolverine. And he had, what's that guy's name? There's a famous bodybuilder that does bodybuilding for. There's a famous bodybuilder that works out all the movie stars you've ever heard of. Okay. When you do your pull-ups, what you're gonna do is you're not just gonna do regular pull-ups. So obviously with pull-ups, you can either put the bar in front of your face or behind your face, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna do a pull-up. You're gonna put it behind you. Behind you is harder than in front of you. In front of you, it starts using your shoulders more and your chest. And you've already been working out your shoulders and your chest. You're trying to work out your, kind of like you have your pecs on your front, then you have your lats, which is your upper back on your, so you like your pecs and your lats are like that on each side. So now you're trying to do your lats. So you're gonna do your pull up. You're gonna go behind your head, then down, then like that behind your head, but over on this side, then down, then behind your head and down, then on this side behind your head and down, and then go like this and down. See how I'm doing that? So you're always going behind your head, but you're alternating on each side like that when you do it. See that? So then you're going to do 5 sets of that, okay? And but this one's a fun one because it gets really rewarding. Like I think when I was starting, I could barely do like 8. I was like 6, 7. I was like jumping and cheating at the end, you know. Cheating has its time and place. Cheating is not always cheating. Okay? And then there's negatives. So the famous movement's a positive movement, and then that's extra relevant with this. Like if you can only do like 6, then jump and get your body up to the top of it like that, and then do a really slow negative, which is going down. And and jump back up and add 3 or 4 negatives at the end. Do as many pull-ups as you can, and then add 3 or 4 negatives. You know, by cheating yourself up and then going down slow. Okay, do 5 sets of that. You'll be shot. That'll get your lats big time. Okay. And then again, you're trying to go in and out. So we did bench press, then we did Z-bar, barbell curls, and then we did, you go like this, you put your hand like this, you go like that. Then bicep curls, then do the other side, a set, then do the other side. Tricep extensions, tricep curls, and then tricep extensions. No, maybe it's barbell. Shit, I can't remember. It's possible I got that name wrong. Then this one. Then your shoulders. This exercise, 4 sets. This exercise for the back of your shoulder. And then this exercise for the front of your shoulder. Your arms are shot, okay? And your chest is shot because you started with the bench press. And you might start with push-ups too, If it, like I used to do, I would do like every Sunday, I would do 900 push-ups every Sunday. And then on Wednesday, I would do bench press. So I would actually, I didn't do bench press, 3 times a week like I'm saying. When I was doing it, I would actually, on Sundays, I'd do 900 push-ups. And then on Wednesday, I would do the bench press workout I was talking about. But you might do do a set of push-ups to warm up, and then do 5 sets of bench press, And it might work out your chest even more. But anyway, that should be a good starting place. Do that, and get in, go home. Go home. So stretch. You didn't say anything about stretching before, yeah? Stretch before. You already know. Everybody took gym in school. Just stretch the way your gym teacher taught you to stretch. All the hurdler stretch and everything. Blah blah blah. You know how to stretch, don't you? Remember, we all know how to stretch. We all learned that in gym class. Stretch before and after. That's a good thing. There are workouts that tell you about finding pressure points. When you get home, you can massage your muscles, and then you can push the pressure points. You can massage not just your arms and your muscles, but actually the pressure points, and get the blood flowing and everything. There's you can expand on this a lot, but this is just kind of the rutical thing, and it's always go back to this. This is the old. It's like old school mixed with new school, mostly old school. Never goes out of date. You'll read articles about it. You see what I mean?